right, Chef Kevin, I have quite a controversial question for you.
Wait a, I didn't know this was going to be a test.
This is an interview,
Oh,
okay?
Oh, jeez.
So just hear me out, A lot of people, some people like beans and chili. Some people don't like beans and chili. Are you a beans and chili kind of guy?
For this recipe, yes.
Okay.
You know, gang, if you don't like beans and chili, guess what? Don't put it in. If you like beans and chili, put them in.
I like beans and chili.
Now, I'm using a Great Northern bean. This is just a canned bean that I drained. But if you notice, they're kind of clumpy a little bit because I took some of the beans and I mashed them up.
Oh, okay.
Because instead of putting a roux in here, these mashed up beans.
It gives it a thickness.
Girl, look at you.
I know my stuff
look at
a little bit.
Look, so we'll get our beans in. And you know what's neat about this recipe? Use a bean that you like.
Yeah.
Okay, we used a Great Northern bean on this. You could do a white kidney bean. I don't know about a red kidney bean, a pinto bean.
It's got to be white because it's white chicken chili.
Exactly. But you know, hey, you know, if you want to
mix it up.
Throw your relatives off a little bit. You know? Little chicken stock.
Okay.
Now, what this chicken stock is going to do, this chicken stock is going to help deglaze the bottom of the pan because I can feel some little goodies that started to stick on the bottom of the pan.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's not burning. It's different between burning and a little sticking.
A little caramelization almost.
All the terms. Look at you, with all the terms. So we'll get our chicken stock in. It's about 4 cups.
Okay.
And basically now we have to let this simmer. And remember, with our jalapeno in here, we can let this cook for about 15, 20 minutes. Give it a taste. See where we are. Then we can always add a little more seasoning if you want more cumin or more oregano. You can put that in. But basically, the most important thing is always cook to your taste.
Yeah, I hear one of the main rules of cooking is that you can always add more, but you can never take away, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Look, you know, I'm learning so much today.
Well, if you accidentally over-season something,
you
basically need to double the recipe. Because everyone's first reaction is, well, if I put too much of this in, let me put too much of everything else in. But now
I've made that mistake.
It's just too strong.
Yeah.
So if you don't have enough, take what you have, refrigerate it. Like say if you're making something with ground meat, get more ground meat, and that way you just double the recipe.
Okay, sounds good. So about how many people will this feed?
How many's in the news?
A good bit. Probably 30.
Well, let's put it this way. We might get through 10 or 12 of them.
I might eat 2 bowls myself.
First one's at the door.
All right, we'll see you later. Emma Kate tells us it's only going to get colder from here, and what better way to warm up than with a nice bowl of some white chicken chili and jalapeno cornbread on the side. Today, Chef Kevin Belton is going to share with us his recipe for the 2. So, Chef, what do we have here?
White chicken chili. Now, I heard you say you make white chicken chili.
I've made it once before.
But you didn't like it?
No, I loved it. I got the recipe from a coworker, but I just know yours is going to be so much better.
The pressure I feel.
Yeah, there's high expectations here.
Well, basically, all I start, a little oil in the pan, chicken and onions, okay?
Classic.
I like the thighs because they're moist.
Yes.
Now, if you're a chicken breast fan, you can use the breast, you can use whatever you want. But let's go ahead and start seasoning this up. So I'm gonna do a little Creole seasoning in it. You know, whatever we make, we always have to make a little.
And if y'all could smell this right now, it's already just heavenly.
Cayenne pepper, cumin, oregano, and garlic. So we have a little bit of heat with a little bit of savory flavor going on.
All right.
So do you like a lot of heat in chilies?
I do, yeah. Well, chili is actually my favorite soup. I don't know if y'all consider it a soup or not, but that's kind of what I consider as a soup. Anything you eat with a spoon that's liquid can be considered a soup. So I love me some chili, white chicken chili, second best, but still just as good.
How about some
jalapenos?
No, these are chopped green chilies.
Oh, awesome.
You know, you can just find them in a can.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about the jalapenos. Some people like heat, some people don't. So what I'm going to do, instead of putting in like sliced jalapenos into this, I've taken a whole jalapeno pepper.
Okay.
But I've split it.
Oh, that's dangerous.
No, not really. Because what's going to happen is, as everything cooks, the flavor is going to cook out of it, but we won't get the heat.
Okay.
We get a little bit of heat. Now, of
So you
course,
just stick a whole pepper in there.
we stick the whole pepper in.
Nice.
But you know what's nice is also, is once this cooks, if somebody wants heat, of course we can take this out, chop it up,
Right.
and everybody can put it on their portions.
And it's got seasoning in it.
Yes, yes.
All
So
right.
this will cook a little bit, and oh man, this is gonna be so good.
That already smells good. I know the people in the newsroom are going to be so happy when we serve that up to them.
We have to lock the door and charge them.
Exactly. Well, we'll stay tuned and we'll show you what this is going to look like coming up. You know, I love to stir the pot. You know, I just love the smell of butter melting in a pan. It is the best smell. It smells like home.
Well, you know, I heated up the skillet in the oven.
Yep.
Now we threw some butter in it, but let's go ahead and make our cornbread.
Okay.
So what we have baking powder, a little baking soda, a little pinch of salt, flour, and cornmeal.
All right.
Okay. So I tell you what, just give that a little quick mix together right there.
I'm helping today.
Here I have milk, egg, and Steen's cane syrup.
Oh, wow. Fancy.
So, well, I wanted to beat the egg in, so I just beat the egg in with the milk.
Uh-huh.
That Steen's gives a little bit of sweetness.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we love a little sweetness, a little spiciness too in the cornbread,
Yeah,
right? Because you got
because-
some jalapenos.
We're gonna go in with some jalapenos and green onions. And you see how that comes together real quick?
Yeah, it sure does. And this isn't your typical boxed Jiffy cornbread. No, this is much better, homemade from scratch.
Now, you know, I have to say, if you do cook out of a can,
Oh yeah,
out of
I'm
a
not
box-
knocking it. I do that all the time.
No. If you cook out of a can or a box, gang, basically enhance it a little bit.
Yes.
Okay?
Add a little bit
Like,
of something.
look, here, diced jalapenos and green onions. Come on, up in there.
Yum.
We're also gonna do some cheddar cheese.
All right. Ooh, that's a lot of cheese. That's gonna be good.
And, you
Okay.
know, and with the cornbread, it's like, do you want it moist? Do you want it drier? Everybody's a little different, you know. So we
Of
just have
course.
to get these together.
I like a good crust on my cornbread.
You like a little good crust?
Yeah.
That's why that pan is hot.
Okay.
So here's what we're gonna do. You want to get it?
Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and take this.
And just dump it all in. Ooh, and
here-
it's sizzling.
There's that little bit of a sizzle there. All right, because now, and we don't have to really mash it down too much. Something that, if you ever hear about browned butter,
Yes.
just look at the edges right there.
Oh yeah, it's getting a little
It's brown.
crust.
That's the fat solids in the butter. When they start to cook, they'll brown off. And there's
Okay.
that slight difference between browning and burning. So this is brown. So now we're going to go ahead, throw this in the oven. This will take about 20 minutes to come out nice and clean.
Okay, and at what temperature do we put it in the oven for?
350.
350 for about 20 minutes, you said?
Yes.
All right, can't wait to see how it turns out.
Let's get this in.
Voila, we are all done. Here is our white chicken chili. And I'm gonna,
We put a little cheese in it.
yes, we did. We added some cheese and I'm gonna be the taste tester here. So let's see.
Because it did get to thicken up. Gang, the longer this cooks, the more it's going to thicken up, especially by mashing up those beans.
Oh yeah.
And we just mashed half the beans, but if you want, you can mash them all up if you like.
I like the texture of the beans in it too. You know, you get a little bit of a chew in there, but it's just perfect. That is awesome.
And you know, look, our jalapeno, we served it, we put a little cheese on top,
Perfect amount of spice.
plopped our jalapeno on top. But you know what I really like to do
What?
with something like this? I like to put it in a coffee cup.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
love
a good
to
idea.
get a big mug, put it in a big mug, because what happens is when it's cool outside, the mug keeps your hands warm.
That's true.
You could actually take the cornbread, stick
Dip
the
it in
cornbread
there.
down in there,
Yeah.
or put it underneath.
And
yeah.
you can add some of your own toppings too, right? A dollop of sour cream or whatever you like, really, for your chili is what you put
Yeah.
on here.
So, gang, you can start off with chicken thighs like we did, or you can take up chicken breasts. Chop them up, saute the onions down. Now, we did this with yellow onions, but you know, I've done this also with red onions. So don't be
Oh,
afraid
really?
sometimes to use a red onion. So we sauteed, we seasoned it with cumin, oregano, a little cayenne pepper. We dropped in that whole jalapeno pepper down in there. next pinch of Creole seasoning, a little pinch of salt. Let that cook. Got our beans in, got our chicken stock in. Just let that baby flow. And of course,
you make your cornbread while you're waiting for this to simmer and all the flavors to marry together, right?
yeah, and gang, it was my fault. You saw a little pot sitting there, but don't worry, we got it in. Because with the cornbread, we use cornmeal and flour. We did baking soda, baking powder, a little pinch of salt.
Jalapenos,
You did a
of
great
course.
job mixing it. Jalapenos, a little green onion. But we also used milk, egg, and a little Steen's cane syrup.
Yes.
That Steen's brings a little bit of sweetness to it. Plus, we put butter in the batter.
Butter, butter, and more butter, I learned today, is the secret to good cooking.
Hey, a little bit of butter just makes it better.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Chef. This is amazing. We're going to go and enjoy it now.